This is Crew Resource Management, Monitoring and Intervention. Hello, welcome to the channel. I hope you're all well. So this is Crew Resource Management, Monitoring and Intervention. So in a CRM session of Monitoring and Intervention, we will be discussing how we monitor individuals and systems. Are there any barriers to monitoring? Are there any monitoring skills training that we can adopt and improve upon? And are there any interventions? Now, in terms of monitoring and intervention, we would regard this as the observation and interpretation of flight path data, configuration status, automation modes, and onboard systems appropriate to the phase of flight. It involves a cognitive comparison against the expected values, modes, and procedures. It also includes observation of other crew members and timely interventions in the event of a deviation. So in terms of aviation, you'll be discussing what kinds of things that you will be monitoring, such things as altitude, airspeed, radios, aircraft systems, navigation, flight crew actions, cabin crew actions, pilot actions, but you'd also discuss any other elements as well. So within monitoring and intervention, we'll be looking at whether human beings are best served at individual tasks or multitasks. Are we good at observation and vigilance? Are we good at monitoring situations? So in terms of the aviation environment, who is the monitor? Is it the pilot? Is it the co-pilot, the cabin crew, the flight crew, the technical crew, operations desks and managers, the organization as a whole? This can be quite an involved discussion topic. You'd also look at the barriers to monitoring and intervention. Inattention, fixation and preoccupation, distraction and workload, whether it's high or low workload, being stressed, tired and fatigued, any startle reactions, incapacitation, any confirmation bias, any looking but not seeing, any influence of physical ergonomics. Is there an authority gradient, cockpit gradient? Is there any lack of knowledge? Is there any poor situational awareness, any confusion, any limited attention resource, any attention tunneling or disorientation? So the aspects of monitoring would always include barriers, task consideration, people and the environment. So you'll be discussing effective task management and scheduling, effective communication, task sharing and shedding, sharing and displays of good knowledge, good skills, experience and attitudes. So then you'll be discussing the traits of good monitoring. Conscientious, being disciplined, being reliable, compliant to standard operating procedures, responsible, having good judgment, being dutiful, being vigilant, being alert, displaying assertiveness, being able to challenge, to probe and to intervene. So the next discussion is how can we improve monitoring and how can we train for it as well? So how would you improve training? So how would you improve monitoring? How can you train for this? What is the role of sharing knowledge? What is the role of CRM training? What about threat and error management training? Does practice make perfect? So once the discussion has fully explored monitoring, then you would move on to intervention. If you're monitoring a situation and it's not going quite right, how do you intervene? So a good strategy would be something called PACE. You would probe for a better understanding of the situation. Why is somebody doing something in a certain way? Why is something deviating from predefined expectations? So after we've probed, we would then alert. We would raise a question and identify any anomalies. After we've raised the alert, then we would challenge. Who is doing this? What is happening? Why is this happening? And then if need be, we'd have to go to emergency. We'd have to take control. If it's a situation that is spiraling out of control and we cannot stem it, we have to take emergency control. So why is monitoring and intervention a key component of crew resource management and certainly aviation safety? Because we're constantly having to monitor the situation in flight. We're going to have to monitor the interaction between ourselves and the actions of each other. And we're going to have to be alert to any changes and certainly any changes in the aviation environment that's going to impinge on the safety of the flight or the efficiency of that flight. So this is an area which you can discuss within your group. Why is monitoring and intervention a key component to crew resource management? As with all crew resource management sessions, be prepared to come and discuss all elements. If you like what I do here, just subscribe to the channel and keep on watching the videos, and I'll catch you again. Bye now.